Good morning to everyone. Ayubowan. A warm welcome to the day 2 of the Second Indian Ocean Conference. Before I proceed, let me express my and Sri Lanka's sympathy and solidarity with those who have been affected by floods in Bangladesh, northern India, and of course in southern US as well. We sincerely hope that their travels will soon be over. Dr. Jaishankar, Foreign Secretary of India, will deliver the keynote address this session on peace in the Indian Ocean region, followed by 3 plenary sessions. The first plenary that will focus on peace will have the Foreign Secretary of Australia and Acting US Assistant Secretary of State for South and Central Asia, Ambassador Alice Wells, and Director General of Asia and Pacific of Foreign Office of Germany, Ms. Leppel, speaking to you. A few words before I give the floor to Sri Jaishankar, who will make a keynote address. First and foremost, I want to congratulate Sri Ram Madhav and the India Foundation, the Bangladesh Institute for International Relations and Strategic Studies, and S. Rajaratnam School of International Studies of Singapore for organizing this important conference in Colombo, and for bringing all of you here to our island home. You have brought together important policymakers, strategic thinkers, political leaders and academics from across the region here to Colombo for this important conference on a subject that will have a determining impact on the future, not only of this region, but the world at large. In fact, having been the High Commissioner of Sri Lanka to India recently for over 4 years, I'm very happy to welcome and meet again some of the best minds in India who are here to join us in these deliberations. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday evening at the inauguration, among other important dignitaries, we had the privilege of hearing from the Minister of External Affairs of India, Foreign Minister of Singapore, the Vice President of Seychelles, and Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe of their vision for a peaceful, prosperous, and stable Indian Ocean region. Peace and stability in the Indian Ocean is essential for the development and progress of the Indian Ocean region and the world at large. And this important subject of peace is the focus of this plenary session. As you know, nothing happens in isolation in the globalized world. Anything that happens in this region will have its impact on countries and peoples living far beyond this region. This is, we all know, to be true. Ladies and gentlemen, the Indian Ocean is the world's 3rd largest body of water, dominated by 2 immense bays, the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal. This region encompasses vast diversity of cultures, peoples, religions, ethnicities, languages, and political systems. This great Indian Ocean was the holder of mysteries and keeper of secrets of our ancestors, as it still does for us in many ways. This Indian Ocean united people and cultures that lived oceans apart, as the fearless seafarers of the ancient world traversed the Indian Ocean from Arabia right across to China, sharing their ideas, philosophies, faiths, knowledge with people of distant lands, while trading and engaging in sea-based commerce. This ocean has brought fame and fortune, tears and grief, conflict and peace, progress and prosperity to the people of the Indian Ocean at different times in our history. The story of the Indian Ocean continues, and it is now our turn to write its next chapter and chart its course. Our destiny is in our hands. What will we choose to do? It is our strong belief that we must choose peace, sincerely, genuinely, and wholeheartedly. We must choose friendship, cooperation, and mutual benefit, shunning adversarial competition and conflict. We must take steps without delay in the interest of all our people to put in place a strong, transparent, interdependent, and rule-based architecture that can secure for our people the peace and prosperity that will benefit all of us. I see no other means to lift the millions that live in our countries out of poverty and conflict towards meaningful prosperity. Indian Ocean peace poses many challenges as well as opportunities in the present day. Ocean keeps the networks of trading alive, providing livelihood and delivering prosperity to our people. At the same time, it also keeps the networks of terrorism, piracy, drug smuggling, human trafficking alive, which requires constant vigilance and action through cooperation in our common interest. Our desire is for a system in the Indian Ocean where all countries pursue their territorial claims and pursue their aspirations in accordance with international law. A system that sees greater cooperation, including on natural disasters, maritime security, and for keeping the sea lanes open and safe. A system that enhances economic connectivity in the entire Indo-Asia Pacific, ensuring the transfer of goods and services at faster speeds, greater volumes, and especially at a lower cost. Sri Lanka, located right in the middle of the Orient, is ready to work with our partners in the region and beyond for this purpose. We seek an inclusive Indian Ocean that is peaceful, stable, and secure. Our ocean, since time immemorial, not only drew the attention of the rest of the world, but benefited from the interaction with those living beyond. Exchange of ideas, goods and services within the region and those from afar have enriched our lives and continues to do so. Establishing a peaceful Indian Ocean region is essential for the long and short-term well-being of our region and the billions of people to whom this region is home. We need to create conditions, processes, and procedures for cooperation so that prosperity in the Indian Ocean region will not remain just a dream for people. Ladies and gentlemen, 90% of the world population lives by the sea. I repeat, 90% of the world's population lives by the sea. As mentioned by many speakers yesterday, the seas remain the primary mode for international transportation of goods, touching the lives of this large body of people directly. The Indian Ocean region is no exception. Statistics with regard to the seaborne transport has also been mentioned in this conference and elsewhere. Therefore, it is evident that sustaining peace and stability in the oceans, including the Indian Ocean, is essential for peace and stability in the later order. In this context, the proposal made by Honorable Prime Minister of Sri Lanka to establish a code of conduct in the Indian Ocean, we firmly believe requires urgent attention. It's a win-win proposal that can create an inclusive architecture. We must think innovatively as to how we can work on this proposal and the appropriate forum for doing so with the participation of all stakeholders that live in this region and those connected to this region from beyond. I am sure the discussion to follow will include thoughts and ideas as to how we could move forward in this direction. Ladies and gentlemen, I now have the pleasure to invite Sri Jaishankar, Foreign Secretary of India, who is no stranger to any of you, a great intellect and a great colleague and a friend, to deliver the keynote address. Thank you.